we'll be monitoring the chat throughout as well. So, feel free to just speak up if you have a question, post it in the chat if you have a question. Yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, Mary, I guess let's get started.
And are you able to let people in on Cash? Do you have that access, or do I only?
I think only
Okay.
you have that access. You can make me a co-host if you click on me and add an option to add me as a co-host.
Thank you. Now you
Great.
can take over that. Okay.
Yep, I'll take over.
Let's get started. It's distracting me. Okay. I'm really excited to do this profile builder. Reason why I kind of wanted to do more of it was, can you guys see my screen? I got double monitor, so I'm learning about this double monitor business. Can you see this, this one, Akash? Bananas?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Showing the right monitor. I'm learning. So I really wanted to share a new feature. Well, we've kind of been doing profile templates for a while, but we've enhanced the way to make it a little bit better than just sections, as we've seen a lot of you agencies go through and have more of a resume format. We want to create a way where you are not having to do as much work and it's on brand. You can customize, have the right information. And so this is kind of like an example of what I'm referring to is I've created a few different examples and I'll show you how to edit it. So really, instead of these sections that we have, you can now have everything up here. So when you share that profile, it looks a little bit more streamlined. You can add your logo, you don't have to show a photo, but you can pull information from any section, even including reference section, to appear up here. So it doesn't look like a little bit more blocks with the sections. And you can customize the font, the format. So we have different layout options. And to do that, you will just go to template and click profile templates. And you can have different templates for like different types of clients. So what you can do is if you only want this to be for nanny or for, doulas, whatever it may be, you can have it be for only that type. And it can be even for just at certain statuses, maybe, or if you don't want them to see it at certain statuses, or you're possibly hiding that information from the candidate, maybe like a bio that you wrote, it'd be a little bit better than the one they wrote, whatever it may be, you can like have it for self view only at this status. So that way the candidate can't even see it at these statuses. And so we have different options, and it is a default to a generic color and layout, like colors and logos. It will auto-populate your logo. But anytime you see an edit button, you can edit the image, the size. For example, if you see this here, first name, but you don't necessarily want the first name to be here, you can delete the entire section and move it to over here in this, have it over here, and you can edit colors. You can delete the image if you didn't want the image. You have all these options within here to really customize, and if you ever see something and you're like, they just quite don't have my layout, very similar, just like send us an example and we can, get a new template in here, where I'm always trying to add new templates so that everyone has multiple options. So you can keep something, more like your own. And so let's get started on creating a new one of how to create it where it looks like pulling the information from a question or even possibly, work history or education. And what you will do is you will select your template in Profile Builder, select any one. Let's just get started with this one, for example. You can, again, move information, change your logo, change the size of your logo, change the background. I'm going to stick to and entire colors just because it's what's in the system for the example I'm using. But for me, I might not want the name to be here, so I'm just going to delete it. I'm just showing you all the options of like moving information around. Just because text is here doesn't mean you have to have text there. Green, you know, I don't necessarily think green is our color. I could make it all gray or even just all white. Up to you. I'm going to go with gray for this example, and then I'm going to put my names here. And how it populates is when you go into Profile Builder, everything is linked to a model. That's how it pulls the information, but you don't even have to go into Profile Builder to do it. You just find the question. So I just want the first name, and you know, you can change the font size, font color, and now it auto populates the field I need where it will pull that name. And then you can change, you know, this. Maybe I don't want to say bio. I just want it to say about me. Again, you can change the colors. Anytime you see any button, you're able to customize it. And then you would just, you know, let's put the bio here. So I'm going to click the edit section. And so I'm going to go to insert tag here, and I'm going to go find it. So, and you can search, like if you know what it's called in your Profile Builder, just select it, and then it's going to pull, but it's only going to pull the response. So if you want something to say before it, like here is the bio, for example, like this example, I had to put in the text and then it will auto populate. So it won't populate the question, it will only populate the answer. So you can just put it there. I just want to show you that as an example, and then, you know, you can keep customizing. But let's put work history here. And what we're going to do now is, this is a new thing that we just did a couple days ago to make it easier for you to be able to add education references. Work history is you're going to go to insert tag, and you're going to go look for your work history, or I know some other people call it like experience. Just put it, and now it's going to start creating a code for you. So now let's do our work history. I want to go to my insert tag, and I want it to be the title of the position. And then I want to include the location, start. I'm going to put my little bracket so it's like start, you know, 2. End date, or you also want to put the present in case they're still working on there. And then maybe we want to include duties, but I want, like, it's just going to say the duties. I want it to actually like list out what it is. So I'm just going to put duties in front of it, so that way when it auto populates, they know what, you know, it's just not random words. And then ages. But I want to make the title a little bit bolder, so, you know, you can make it like a header of like 3. A little big, but we'll go with it for the example, and click submit. And you only have to do it once. So it will like over and over again. Like this example over here where there's more than one, but I only have the code once. It's going to auto populate each one for you. And so that will do the work history. Again, you can change the fonts in here. And then you can also add images where maybe you want to add something. You have the option to add an image. And here you have the option to, you know, hyperlink anything right here. You have all the normal function editing tools here. So you can make things list out. If you ever need a table, you can get really pretty creative with it in here. And I've created a few examples. So I'll show you those examples. So now here's like a new example where it was a different layout and I put my logo, name, the city, and then it was split into 2 sections, and then the badges. So you can move almost anything up to the top. So it scrolls down. If I had documents, they would be linked here and they could still open the document section. So that's what it would look like. We'll go to a different one. And this is like what it looks like in the profile too. So they can see it at this point. And then I'm going to refresh. And so here's like the example of kind of how I had that experience. It just kept populating one, education and skills. So it's just a really nice way to make it look, I think, cleaner. You can have it on brand. You can change your colors. We have 10 different options for now. Like I said, if you feel like there's one in here that you just, it's not quite what you're looking for, feel free to let me know. So this is what that one looked like, the coding. In here, and you can always delete the image. And so there's 10 different options. So again, you can always delete if you do not want information there. We're trying to create different ones, and then you can always deactivate it where maybe you just not want to use it now, you're creating options. You can go ahead and like deactivate it where it's just not even an option right now. Maybe you'll use it later. It's a good way to kind of create and design. And how I always do this is I create like a test candidate and I fill out the information I want, and then I see how it looks. So that's kind of what I did here is I just used the test, filled out the information I want to appear. And then to have it not appear within the sections, see like in here, we don't have that contact section or the work history section. We went ahead and hid the entire section so that it only appears up here now. It doesn't appear down here. And to do that is you're going to go to Builder, click Profile Builder, and you're wanting to go to the section. And we'll do like education. You click the gear icon and you hide the entire section. So that way it no longer appears down here. It only appears up here. So that's how I got rid of it down here. Does anyone have any questions so far on profile templates or how the information auto-populates or design-wise? Okay.
There's a couple of questions in the chat box.
Oh, thanks. I minimized it because I couldn't. I'm not even good with Zoom, you guys, honestly. How do you add the badges? So, perfect. I found it. It's on my other monitor. Like I said, learning the different monitors here.
Mary, if you scroll up, there's a few questions.
Yeah, I found it. It's on my other monitor. Would this need to get done individually? No, so it auto-populates, Stephanie, for each candidate. You don't have to create it for each. So if they have that information, it will populate. But if I didn't have this like filled out, it just wouldn't show this information here. So it pulls from anyone who has that information put into their profile. So you don't have to create it for each individual. If I didn't have a type listed here, it would just apply to everyone, but I was just testing it out so that I could show you different examples. This would apply to everyone who's marked this type. So you don't have to, you can have it for different types, but if you don't have it to any, it will apply to everybody. And so, yeah, you can have different colors for different types. If you want a complete different layout, like I have it here where each one's a different type, it could essentially be completely different. If the candidate hasn't entered in, it will just appear blank, Jenna. So if I didn't enter in experience, this experience header would still show, but this would appear blank. So it won't show a code, it just shows blank. How did I add the badges? So to add the badges, you can go to settings, agency settings, and you will click candidates and badges, and you can add your own badges. I've seen some agencies getting really creative with these. It's been fun to watch what you guys create. You can just add a new badge, select an image, and then update. And then you can have it where the candidate can either assign it to themselves, or they would have to like request it from you, saying like, you know, can I have this badge? That way you can, verify that they actually have it. And that's how you add badges. People getting really fun with it. Maybe it's a certain certification, a course they took, like experience. I've seen like special, needs, infant, how long they've been at the agency. It's been pretty fun to watch. Can a candidate have two different layouts? Essentially, they could. You would just change their type. So like if I wanted to present myself differently, I would just go here as like the agency and be like, no longer this one, I want to show her off as this one. So I clicked it and I saved, and now I'd be presented with this layout. So you can have them be essentially two different ones. You would just switch the types around. So hopefully that helps. Question. And then sitters have a different profile for those who do on-call. You can send the whole profile, but it's a little bit different if you only want it to show when you go to the booking, and I'll just briefly go over that. But if you go to like a booking section, the client can select the booking and they would just see this information here where it's a different area to present. If you don't want all the information, as some agencies on call don't necessarily need to show the entire profile if you don't want to. And to do that, you would go to settings, agency settings, candidate, and I believe it's towards the bottom. It would be it here. So you can decide what fields you want to present when they select the booking. So that's how you can have like a whole different sitter profile where they don't have to click to go view the whole profile if you want to do like it's something different for on-call. Hopefully that helps. Is there any more questions anyone has or something they want to see on profile templates? Like I said, if you have a different layout that you just really love, it's not something we have, or you come across one and you're like, just kind of want to delete the entire line or change it, just let me know. We can always add on to these. We want to give you guys some customization within your platform to really enhance how you present your candidates. It can really change your platform.
Mary, once you edit one of the templates to how you want it. So you're like, okay, template 1, and you edit it. How do you then make it start applying to candidates?
It applies right away. So as soon as I make it, it applies.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. What do you do with it while you're still working on it and you don't
You can
want it?
deactivate it. So I do that often if I'm creating something for another agency, I've just deactivated while I'm working on it, and you can save. It just won't appear anywhere. Yeah, so you can just click this deactivate template.
Basically, to set it up, you went to templates, profile templates, chose one of the options and started messing with it.
Mhm.
And then deactivate it till it's ready. And then what's the next step to, how does it apply to everyone?
So like this example, I deactivated it. I would just go select it and click undeactivate. And then if it was to a certain type, I would just adjust it and then click update. And now it applies to anyone with this type. But if I wanted to everybody, I would just delete the type. And now it's live for anyone. So pretty much if it's not gray, it's live.
So if you have nannies that are both on call and placement, will it apply to them when they're on call? Will you need to go do you need to go uncheck it or something?
I think if you're doing on call, do you want their whole profile to show, or you just want like when they look at the booking?
Like what you showed just earlier, where you were like, let's say it just has their name, their phone number, and their about me or something really short. That's all I want. I don't want it's not like it's necessary for the family to see their entire.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to change anything then. You would just go to settings, agency settings, candidate, and go to the very bottom, and you can click what you want. So I'll set it up now for here where it's going to be, name.
So this is what will show just when the family sees the booking confirmation.
Yeah. So when I go to update this, I'll show you what it looks like. Let me make sure that candidate actually has something in their bio. First, I gotta remember what candidate. I'm just gonna assign myself, my test. So this is what they can see, but let me.
The families can see the available candidates?
If you have that turned on.
Oh, I hope not. I hope I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you do. Let me just assign myself. Well, not myself, my test. My name's really not an email. I'm sure you guys all know that. So now. No, froze. But when I select it, it will just say the name and bio. So it won't go to their actual profile. Oops. Forgot my actual login. So let me grab it real quick. I'm always logged in. I never log out of that thing. So let's go back to Marlon. And now it only shows like my name and bio. So this is what it could look like depending on what fields you select. So it's not showing the entire profile, you know, of education, work history, just kind of what you want them to see. It's a little bit
Okay.
simple.
And can they see that forever? Or like, let's say, because we give out a phone number for babysitting, will they have access to that forever? Or once you close out the job, will that go away?
Alkesh, can you answer that one? I'm not exactly sure.
Like
Currently,
past sitting jobs, like I'd prefer them not be able to access her phone number anymore, but they do need it for emergencies, you know, the day of.
Mhm.
that's a good point. I think we can add an option for that because I think at the moment, technically they would still be able to view the sitter profile, which,
Okay.
yeah. Um,
I mean, they could just as easily look in their old text. I understand that. I was just curious.
Yeah.
yeah, but obviously we don't want to make it too easy for them.
Right.
So yeah, actually, if you could write in about that, we'll put in
Okay.
a setting so you can.
Mhm.
Yeah, or something where like it, once the booking's complete, that she'll still it. I like that she shows in their past bookings, you know, so that they can see, you know, I had Mary and Sarah before, but
hide
won't
the.
be able to contact her directly if they aren't trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Mary, is there a way for a candidate to leave a review about a family as
Mhm.
well as vice versa?
Yep, so after the job is completed, what will happen is you can leave a review. They would just go to profile and click my jobs. And after the job is done, they will be able to, it will say like leave a review if you want them to be able to leave a review. And it only goes to you. It doesn't go to the family. And the family would go to that booking and just select it and click leave a review, and they can like rate as well. So they'll have like a little star, you know, 1 out of 5. And
Got
then-
it. So if a candidate left a review for a family, when other candidates have the option of picking up a shift job, can that review be on the family's post or profile, or would that be something that we would have to manually do if we wanted other candidates to see the family?
Currently, just you'd have to manually. We are working on a way to get the feedback in a way where you can be like hide visible like that. We are working on a way like that, but for now you'd have to like manually add it somewhere. Mhm. Yep. Hopefully that helps. And if you need help with that, just like let me know as always. So
Thanks.
of course. Is there any other, oh, there's things in chat. How do we know we have a new review? So you just go to settings, agency settings, and to notify that you got a new review, you can go to notifications and add in leave a review. So you can just add your email address so you can get notified when a new review has been left. Perfect. Yeah, so Alejandra added a review section in her profile and she adds it so they can see. That's awesome. Okay, any other questions or anything regarding profile templates? And if you are having issues with creating it, just always reach out to the support here to help, and I'll make sure we can do anything to help you guys with making, you know, profiles on brand, looking good for your agency. I think it can really help like be a little bit more presentable and look wise. So yeah, hopefully this helps today. And then if you guys have feedback on what you want to learn next, just like reach out and be like, hey, like I try to go off what everyone's been asking over email, and then I'd be like, okay, it's time to have a training today. And I'm gonna try and do like every other week or every couple weeks to offer more customer support. So do email me if you have some ideas, and we can get the next one set up. So. Very well. No one has any more questions. Thanks everyone for attending. I haven't been on camera very much over the past few months, so it's kind of nice to talk to everybody again. I can make sure you're on the list, Jennifer. I'll make sure everyone on your team is on that list. So. Perfect. Well, thanks everybody. It was good to see everybody
Thank
again.
you, Mary.
I miss you
Thank for
all.
your
So
support.
I miss
Yeah.
everybody. So have a good day.
Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.